Hiya! Welcome to GGKCS, a multi-generational podcast / FlossTube for fans of all things knitting, cross-stitch, and geeky. I'm Cece, and I'm so glad you're here today. Today is Sunday, the 18th of April, 2021, and this is episode 439. I'd like to say a big welcome back. Love y'all to all returning viewers, and a big hiya to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. Hope you enjoy the show. This is the off week when my 21-year-old kid, Dammy, is not on recording with me. They are a junior, well, I guess technically a senior because of the number of credits in university here in Seattle, and their school load is heavy. So they're just on with me every other week. So you get a little bit of an abbreviated form of the podcast on these off weeks. Although it's been I guess it's been a month since I did one by myself, because 2 weeks ago when I would normally record was right after I had gotten assaulted by a homeless man. So anyway, I talked about that last week. Don't need to talk about it today. So this is a little unusual, trying to feel things out and figure out how things go. But I've got some things to talk to you about today. We'll see how long I jabber on, and a few things to show you. So I think we probably should get started. Here we go. Now I'm going to show you what is on my needles in my really cute kitty project bag from Little Fish Stitches. I have birthday socks for my bestie Katie's husband Jeremy. I'm using my French Vanilla Cappuccino sock pattern that you can get on our website, javapearldesigns.com. This is my basic sock pattern, and it's what all of our other patterns are based on. Sock patterns are based on. So if you can knit this, then you can knit any of the rest of them. I'm doing these on US 1.5, 2.5 mil needles. I'm using the 9-inch circulars. My preferred ones are the Hiya Sharps, and I affectionately call them Zoom needles because you zoom around in circles. And the yarn I'm using is Sun-Soaked Sister Everything Earth in the Blue Christmas Without You colorway. And I got the heel done yesterday. So this is sock number 1. Jeremy has huge feet. He knows that I must really love him because once a year he gets socks from me for his birthday. This stitch marker is from Katya Biag. It was in the Advent yarn box last year. And this is the Progress Keeper from Tilting Planet. So finish the foot. I love the blue undertones and the tan undertones under this green. Finished the foot. I had gotten almost half of, no, wait, let me think. I'd gotten half of the heel and a little bit on the second half of the heel done before yesterday. And so I finished the heel and then went back to in the round. So I'm hoping that I can have sock number 1 done by the time Dammy and I record next week, because the leg obviously will not be as long as the foot. So I think I typically do like between 50 to 60 rounds on the leg for Jeremy. I can't look because it's on my phone, my note that I keep, I have a note on my phone where I keep the people that I knit socks for regularly. I keep their sizes, and then when I finished the foot, I went in and entered how many rows I did so that on the second one I can make it match, because I'm anal like that. That's just how it is. I apologize if I look kind of sweaty. It is unseasonably warm here today. It has been the last day or so. Excuse me, but because I was recording, I had to turn off the fan. I had to close the balcony door because you can hear street noise. You may have heard that in the intro because I closed it in between the intro and recording this. So I might be a little glowy, glistening because it's warm. So I keep a note. I can't look at it because I'm recording on my phone, but there we go. His birthday is not until the end of May. And actually what is going to happen is I will also go ahead and when I finish these, I will cast on and knit birthday socks for Katie's oldest son, Noah, because his birthday is in July. want to say June or July. I cannot remember. I have it written down. It's in my calendar. Anyway, when I finish Jeremy's socks, I'll go ahead and do the socks for Noah, because that way I can ship them together, because shipping to the UK is expensive. So, yeah, so and they're always so understanding about that because the cost of shipping is so high. So I'll finish Jeremy's, I'll knit Noah's, and then I'll ship those together. And then later in the year, I'll knit Katie's, and then I'll knit Izzy's, because Katie's birthday is in October and Izzy's is in January, and I'll ship those together. So, anyway, all right, that was a very long segment for I'm working on a pair of socks. Like I said, I talk. I'm like Lorelai and Rory on Gilmore Girls. Talk. Okay, I have a finished project. Let's move on to the next segment so I can show you. And now I'm going to show you my finished project. So just one this week as usual. This is my preemie hat that I finished this week. This is the one I was working on last Sunday. This is my 15th finished preemie hat for this year. This is from my free top-down preemie hat pattern that you can get on our website, javapearldesigns.com. I used US 6's 4mm needles, and the yarn is this one, the teal turquoise, is Lily Sugar and Cream Ombres in the swimming pool colorway, and the variegated is Lily Sugar and Cream in the squishy twist colorway. So yes, this is a cotton yarn. Cotton is hard on my hands, but some babes are allergic to wool. So every once in a while, I knit something out of non-wool. This is like left over from, I don't know, dishcloths or something. This is, I mean, I still haven't made all the way through it. There's more up there in my cabinet over there. So yeah. But so I'm just like using it up every once in a while because it is hard on my hands. But there's number 15 for the year. And then I'm working on number 16. So I'm holding this fingering doubled. It's got sparkle in it. Where did the pom-pom go? The pom-pom is in this color. And I don't have enough of it left to do like a full stripe like I normally do. So I'm going to be also using a black. So it'll have all three colors in it. So that's the one that I'm knitting on right now. So I'll show you all that next week and tell you what the yarn is and all of that. So that's my crafting for today, is to do the preemie hat. And then I'll hop back into my cross stitch, which let's move on to the next segment and I'll show it to you. And now it's time for FlossTube. I've only been working on one thing this week because I am bound and determined to get this finished. So I, along with Michelle Bendy Stitchy and dadgummit, I didn't look it up before we started. There's another lovely crafter, cross-stitcher, that is co-hosting the hashtag Peruvian Cat Sal with me. And Michelle, I'm sorry, I forgot to look again. I'm stitching the Peruvian Cats Reflection Sampler by Peruvian Flair. And here is where I am at. So the fabric is a 14 count Aida, blooming is the color. And then I'm using, so this color right here is Dinky Dyes. It's a silk in the Hardened Bergia colorway. That is all I have left. That is why it will not be part of the border, because it took almost 8 meters of silk to do these 3 cats. And then the variegated is Fiber on a Whim. It's not silk, in the bouquet colorway. This was in, it was in Black Needle Society box, but I can't remember which one. It wasn't in the most recent one. It wasn't the traveling one. It was one before that, I think. I don't remember, but bouquet from Fiber on a Whim. So last week when I showed you all this, I was not done with the cats. I know when I went back to work last week, I think I had done 5 3/4 of a cat. So I finished all the cats. And then I've done the whole top border. So what I'm gonna do now, you ready? I'm gonna flip it over and I'm gonna do the bottom border, but I'm gonna stitch it this way so that I can stitch from, wait, which side is this? Sorry, it's weird when you're looking at it in the camera, from right to left. So I'm gonna stitch that, and then I'm gonna see where I am floss-wise, because I don't think I have enough floss to do the full border all the way around in the bouquet. So when I finish the bottom border, we're gonna see where I'm at. I may just leave it with the top and bottom border. I may not. If I have enough bouquet, I'll do the side borders in the bouquet. If I don't have enough bouquet, I will either just leave the top and bottom border, or I will go into my DMC and try to find a colorway pulling from the colors in the bouquet and do the side borders in that. I really was hoping that I was going to have enough of this. Ooh, that I could try to find a DMC this color and do the side borders in that, because I was really hoping I was going to have enough of this to do the side borders, but I don't. But if I find a DMC this color, I could do that. Okay, so that's three options. One is to just leave top and bottom border. Two is to find a coordinating DMC from the bouquet colorway. Three is to find a the same color in DMC as this for the side borders. So we will see. I'm going to do the bouquet on the bottom border, which I'm actually going to flip over and stitch this way, and then we'll go from there. So I would love to have the bottom border done before I go back to work on Tuesday. It depends on how long it takes me to stitch, to knit my preemie hat, and how distracted I get. I do have to do a little bit of chores today still too, and how long it takes to edit the podcast. Because right now when I'm recording this, it's a little after 12 noon. So I have to edit the podcast, get show notes done, all of that, and then get back to knitting preemie hat, and then I'll jump back into this. But I'm still, so my work schedule's changing again. I'm not happy about it. Fingers crossed, toes crossed, all the things crossed. It's not going to be a permanent change. We have to wait and see how things go. There's been change in the office staff and roles and positions and duties. And so they're moving me and my coworker who do the job that I do, because our third coworker that all three of us were doing the same job, her role, her duties are changing. So it's just going to be me and one other coworker doing the job, and they're not sure if it can be accomplished and with enough coverage working 4 10-hour shifts. So they're moving us both to 5 8-hour shifts, which I'm not happy about. I like my 3-day weekends. So we're bound and determined to prove that it can be done in 4 10s. So this is my last 3-day weekend for a while. So I would like to have it finished, have the bottom border done by the time I go back to work on Tuesday. Will it happen? I don't know, because I have a couple of appointments tomorrow, and I've got, they're both virtual appointments, but I've also got to run to the drugstore and pick up my prescriptions. I am changing those. Hopefully, I just need to talk to my doctor tomorrow when I have my appointment. I'm going to change those to mail order, but I need to pick up enough to get me through the next month. Anyway, y'all didn't need to know that. I told y'all, ramble, talk. Okay, that is the only thing that I have stitched on this week. I do have cross-stitch content in Yummies because, I'm trying to get it here, the new Just Cross Stitch came. So, stay tuned. Just like 5 seconds and I'll be talking about it. So, let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, Yummies. And then I have to think, because Dammy always says this. Yummies are our current favorite things we like, things we want to talk to you about, Yummies. And today, my yummy is, I got Just Cross Stitch. Although, as I'll say, I will say, I'm not like, OMG, love this issue. I think there's maybe a couple things that I like in it, but I'll just walk you through it since this is the only yummy I have. We have some seed pack towels with lettuce and tomato, so it looks like seed packs on it. This I do like. This is very pretty. This is Wildflower Row. It's designed by Kristen Stoltvis Clay. It's 69 stitches by 219 stitches. It's not like, I'm not saying, let me back up a second. I'm not saying that these designs are bad. They're just not my cup of tea. Okay? So I'm just like, okay, whatever. These are kind of cute. They're sweet sentiments, but it's like, I love you a bunch with grapes, and you're berry sweet. You're one in a melon. I love you cherry much. We're quite the pair. You're the apple of my eye. And they made them into like little magnets because they're like 40 by 40 each. So they're tiny. They would be cute like for Valentine's or for an anniversary if you want to stitch a little something like for your partner. This is the gardening sampler. See, I kill things. Although I was telling our Patreon's YouTube join members in the vlog this week that I planted some things. I'm probably going to kill them. Okay. So I'm looking because they're out on the balcony right now to get sun. One of them that I planted was something that Dammy gave me when I moved in. It was this little like pink bucket, and it was like, grow your own sunflowers, which I love sunflowers. It's like one of my favorite flowers. Other favorite flowers. So sunflowers, Gerbera daisies, fire and ice roses, and I just totally blanked on what they're called. Hold on. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Hydrangeas. I love hydrangeas. Those are my like 4 top. Sunflowers, Gerbera daisies, fire and ice roses, hydrangeas. Like those. So Dammy gave me the sunflower thing. It had like this thing that the soil, you like soaked it and it expanded, and you planted, you covered it, make sure it's moist, bright, sunshiny place, which is why I planted them, because it's been sunny these last few days here in Seattle. So I planted that. I also had gotten from like my previous health insurance company, like this, I signed up on their website or whatever, and they sent me this gift. And it was another one of the things where you expand, you put it in the water, the soil expands. It had basil leaf seeds that I put in, but it's really cool because, so there's the pot where it's planted, but there's also like this glass cylinder that you put it down in, because there's this hydroponic wick that's down into the water, and then it's like it comes up through the soil, and it self-waters. So you just have to pay attention to how much water's in the thing, and you add more water as needed, and it self-waters. But then the other plant that I have that I don't know how, but it is surviving. It has survived since my birthday in October. My bestie Katie sent me a succulent plant. And it's growing. In fact, I need to get a bigger pot because it's outgrowing its pot. I don't know how I've kept it alive, but it's alive. So, anyway, the theme of this issue is like gardening and planting stuff, and I kill things. So those other 2 things are probably going to die. But I don't know. Anyway, I have black thumb. That's what I say. Instead of a green thumb, I have a black thumb because I kill things. Okay. Back to the issue. These are like herb garden markers. I guess I might need the basil one if I like, This one's kind of cute because I thought of it because my mom likes butterflies, but I don't want to stitch all of that. So anyway, it is pretty. It's poppies. My mom likes blue carnations. That's her flower. This is continuing the Where Flowers Bloom sampler. Like it's a band sampler. There is a little article about celebrating the future of needlework, and okay, wait, I'm trying to find how old she is. I don't think it says. So it's Wendy Shepherd and her daughter, oops, it's this way. Her daughter Gwendolyn, And Gwendolyn is this cutie pie, and she stitched this sampler that I'm about to show you. And I love it because it is a Scotland sampler. How cute is that? By Gwendolyn Shepherd. It's 65 by 66 stitches. And so the motifs, the thistle is Scotland's national flower. The green design in the middle is an oak leaf, and she added 2 acorns. The oak leaf is the symbol of the Stuart family to which Mary, Queen of Scots, belonged. She was cousin to Queen Elizabeth I, who ruled England during that time. The White House represents a Scottish cottage. In the late 1800s, small farmhouses were often built with stone and lime mortar and then lime wash for a protective coating. Many of these cottages still dot the countryside. The man in the left bottom corner represents Robert the Bruce, King of Scotland in the early 14th century. The spider corresponds with an old story about Robert the Bruce. He was trying to push the English back into their own land, keep them from invading Scotland. He had lost a bunch of battles and was discouraged. He was resting and staring in the ceiling, and he noticed a spider trying to spin its web from one beam of the ceiling to the other, but the spider couldn't reach it. The spider tried again and again until it finally had tried 6 times. On the 7th time, it succeeded, and that inspired Robert the Bruce with courage, and he drove the English out of Scotland. And then the castle represents the gateway to Stirling Castle, probably the most famous castle in Scotland. Oh, she's 11 years old, age 11. And she let's see, what did it say? She represented her school in a regional contest in the textile category and won first place. That's adorable. That's really cute. But I do like that Scotland sampler. I think it was really pretty. And then we got Mother's and Father's Day stuff coming up. So, Mom, you're so special with a gnome. Dad, you're really terrific with the fishing pole and line. Now, this one is kind of cute. This one is called Mom's Collection, and it's by Cherry Parker Designs. It's 81 by 64, but it's 3-dimensional. So it says all stitchers are collectors, but the bangs are just strands of floss. You put floss and a little scissor charm and fabric bits and floss and rings for hoops and a little piece of a pattern, because these drawers are done separately, and what did they say it was? You use fabric stiffener to make the drawers, and then you use adhesive foam mounts to attach the drawers so that you have enough room to tuck all those little things in. So that is really kind of cute. It's 81 by 64, so that's cute. There's Dad's Diner, but they also give you an option to make it Mom's Diner. There is this Wildflowers with a View. I thought it was no, I guess it doesn't. I thought it was inspired by something. There's the Follow Your Dreams. It's like the beachy, Find Your Anchor, Wish Upon a Star, Ride the Wave, Have a Whale of a Good Time. There's sailboats. Now this one I think is really, really cool. This one is called Home, and it's by Twisted Willow Designs. It's 69 by 97, and it is, they give you the stitches to make it, the pattern to make it personalized. So it says home in the middle with a compass, and then they give you the number so that you can personalize a longitude, latitude for where home is, or yeah, so you could, so this would be a fun thing, yeah, it would be fun to be able to personalize it for a specific location. So, oh, this is the one that I was thinking that was inspired. Ocean, it's inspired by Monet. And then they review lots of different flosses. And that's about it. So, oh no, that's not it. There's the Christmas Quaker Sampler, the next part of it. So this is cute. So yeah, so there's so I liked that one. The Christmas Sampler is really cute. The three-dimensional one and the Scotland one. And the wildflowers are cute. So, but will I stitch any of these? If I were to stitch any of them, it'd probably be the Scotland one. So, but that is just cross stitch June 2021. So there you go. I didn't mean to talk that long about that, but that was my only yummy other than hashtag GGK Crafty Pad, which is our daily photo a day challenge. Well, that's repetitive, which is our photo a day challenge. You look at the prompt for the day, take a picture, post it anywhere you like. We pick our favorites from Instagram and we highlight our favorites in the episode Stammy's on. April's theme is numbers. So like today, the 18th is 18 and you interpret it however you wish. So we're cheater friendly on that. All right, let's move to the next segment. All right, I'm gonna try to knit on my preemie hat while we're chatting here. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about what I'm reading, watching, and listening to. This is just a reminder that our 2021 RAL read along is ongoing. It's hard to do increased stitches when you're talking because you have to count. So we do this quarterly, and there's a finish line thread in the Facebook group. The challenge is for you to read 15 minutes a day every day. I don't care what you're reading, as long as you're reading. Audiobooks do count. And by participating in the quarterly RALs, you earn entries into the year-long challenge. And at the beginning of 2022, we will draw from all of those entries for 3 grand prize winners for grand prize bundles. So that's ongoing. All the details are in the show notes and the Facebook group. Okay, what I have been reading. So I've already finished, I think I told you last week, I finished the book for my LGBTQ faith book club. So we meet, I think, a week from tomorrow. So yeah. So, but what I'm still reading nonfiction wise is The Body Keeps the Score, Brain, Mind, and Body in the Healing of Trauma by Bessel van der Kolk. I am reading it at the recommendation of my counselor. So I'm continuing to reread the 5th book in the Harry Potter series, The Order of the Phoenix. I'm rereading it with Harry Potter and the Sacred Text podcast and Swish and Flick and All Potter podcast. This week we did the first half of the chapter, The Only One He Ever Feared. And Swish and Flick was so funny because they were like, we were sure we were going to get it done in one episode. No, they did not get the chapter done in one episode. So, I think episodes drop on Sundays. So the second half of the chapter should drop, I think, today. So, okay, and then I have finished reading Kitty's Big Trouble, which is book 9 in the Kitty Norville series by Carrie Vaughn. Kitty is a werewolf, and she does a radio show about supernatural things, and always gets caught up in trouble and has to work her way through it. This book I didn't feel like was as good as some of the previous ones. So we'll see. I'm on hold at the library for book number 10. And then I also finished reading The Word is Murder by Anthony Horowitz. I'm really enjoying Anthony Horowitz's books. I'm actually reading another one. I'll tell you in a minute. So this was, so this one was kind of unique because it's a fiction book, and he was writing about himself as a fictional character. And there was a murder that took place, and then a second murder takes place, but he's involved because this former detective that he knows, this is set in the UK, in the London-ish area. Yeah. This former detective he knows has been a consultant on a TV show that Anthony Horowitz really does write, I believe, in real life. So this former detective wants him to write, because he also writes books. He wants him to write a book about this case that he's trying to solve. And so, of course, he gets caught up in it. And anyway, it was good. I really did enjoy it. And apparently it's a series because I think I'm on, or maybe I already checked out book 2. Anyway, library. And then I started reading just last night, Moonflower Murders, which is book 2 in the Susan Ryland series by Anthony Horowitz. And this former book editor, which I told you all about, I think last week, because I think I had read book 1 last week. She has been living with her partner in Greece, running a B&B. And she gets pulled into a missing person, but they think but they think that it's related to a murder that happened several years ago. And the book editor, she edited the book that the guy from book 1 who had died, and they were trying to decide if it was murder or suicide, had written several years ago, that he wrote about. And they think that the woman who's missing found a clue within the book that the person that is in prison for the murder isn't really the murderer. So, like I said, I just started it last night. So, okay, TV wise, House Hunters. I finished watching season 11 of Law and Order. Law and Order Special Victims Unit. I'm trying to update my show notes here so that when I do the actual show notes, I have the right information. There we go. I finished watching season 11 and I'm watching season 12 and episodes that correlate with the That's Messed Up and SVU podcast of Law and Order Special Victims Unit. Podcast is not safe for children. Just FYI. Watching season 2 of Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, and her powers went wacky this week, and people's songs were being switched. People were singing the wrong songs about their emotions, that she can hear their emotions in song and dance numbers. It's such a good show. I love it so much. Watching season 2 of Prodigal Son, and it had, oh crap, what's his name? I used to watch another show that he was on, that it got canceled. Oh crap. Y'all are probably screaming his name, because when he came on in the last episode, I totally texted Dammy and was like, OMG. Oh crap. Okay, let's see. Episode guide. Here we go. Nope, not that one. This one. Sorry, y'all. Alan Cumming. What was that show that he used to be on that I watched? It's a fairly recent show. Instinct. Oh, yeah. I was so sad they canceled that. It was such a good show. So it was fun to have him on. Watching season 6 of Supergirl and season 5 of The Masked Singer, because as one does, sometimes you watch reality TV. I just realized that one of the hard things when you're knitting with 2 strands held together is accidentally only knitting 1 strand. Okay, well, that's what I'm watching, and then listening to, of course, my favorite murder podcast, and random Spotify playlists, including, I think, mostly this week I was listening to Taylor Swift's new album. Oh my goodness, there's another one where I missed it. See, this is why. it's hard to knit while you are recording an episode because you do things like that. So, okay, that is everything I'm reading, watching, and listening to. Let's move on to the next segment. We made it to the end of the show. Yay! Even though I talked a lot. Okay, couple of announcements. One is a reminder about our March, April, May Sheepy Spring Along Owl Along. And it's for anything you knit, crochet, weave, or spin that you start and finish between the beginning of March and the end of May. And we got lovely prizes and all of that. So all the details are in the show notes and the Facebook group. And we talk about it in detail the weeks that Dammy is on. Also a reminder that we are co-hosting the Pride Along that runs from the 17th of May through the 30th of June, 2021. So it's a long along. All the details are in the show notes, and we'll talk more about it when it gets, when it starts. I think that's the only thing. Dammy should be back with me next week, for next week's episode. We'd like to say a huge thank you. Love y'all so much to everyone who supports the podcast, no matter how it is you support us. We're very, very grateful for you, and the monetary support, if you support that way, goes primarily to shipping out prizes and buying prizes and technology behind the scenes. So just to be transparent there. So there's several ways that you can support the podcast financially. The main ones are Patreon and YouTube Join, which are ways that you can pledge your support. Pledge a certain amount to your favorite creatives and earn rewards and perks based on the level you donate at. It's like don't say this every single week and I still mess it up. If you'd like more information on those or want to sign up, you can go to patreon.com/GGKCS. Or on YouTube, if you look just below the video, there is a join button. We have a PayPal button in the sidebar of our website if you'd like to make a one-time donation. We are bookshop.org affiliates. We have an online bookstore where we do shelves each episode of the books that we've read. And if you purchase from our bookstore, you've helped financially support local independent bookstores as well as the podcast. Bookshop.org/shop/GGKCS. And we are Amazon.com.co.uk and .ca affiliates. If you're going to shop on Amazon, if you go to our site first, click the appropriate Amazon link in the sidebar or at the bottom of the show notes. Do your shopping as normal. We earn a little money back based on what you purchase. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it's a great way to support the podcast by doing something you would be doing anyway. Well, with that, let me tell you where to find us online. Dammy usually does that. You can find us online at ggkcs.com. There you will find links to everywhere else we are online. Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Instagram, the Facebook group, and all the other places. We hope that you have a really, really great week ahead. Get vaccinated when you're eligible. Dammy is eligible now, but has not been able to get an appointment yet, but is trying. Here in Washington State, everyone 16 and over is now eligible. It's just getting an appointment. And wear your masks. Not everyone's vaccinated yet. So, and there are people that aren't able to be vaccinated, because of health issues or whatever. So make sure and still keep up precautions, wear your masks, be safe, be smart. And we hope that your week is filled with all kinds of crafty goodness. And until we see you again, bye-bye. Somebody really does not want me to go to work this morning. She's giving me deep, deep rumbling purrs, which never pick up on video. Hi. You want Mama to stay home? Does Mama have to go to work? But after today, only one more day of work this week, and then I'll be home. Yay. We're having belly rubs. Yay. Happy girl.